Hey guys, welcome back to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. And today's case takes us back to good old Yosemite National Park, which is located here in the United States in Central California, which I'm sure most of you are aware of, but for those of you that aren't. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing two missing hikers in Yosemite over the last year and two people that died this year. And before we get into today's case, I just wanted to touch on something that there's just generally a lot of misconception about. Yosemite National Park averages between 16 and 17 fatalities per year. That's between 2014 and 2019, according to the Park Service statistics. Now, over that same span of time, Yosemite search and rescue personnel conducted over 240 missions annually. So definitely a lot of people that do go missing or get themselves into trouble in this park or something happens. Between the years of 2007 and 2018, there were 133 deaths in the park, which is actually the second highest total among national parks, next to Lake Mead National Recreation Area, which is on the Colorado River in the states of Arizona and Nevada. And that had 201 deaths, according to a 2020 census analysis done by a law firm, Panish, Shea, and Boyle. According to the Park Service and the tally, based on the number of visitors, Yosemite was ranked 14th most dangerous park when factoring the number of visitors, with 28.01 deaths per 10 million visits. And I only bring this up because, well, for a few reasons. I've had several people ask me, like, they were planning on going to Yosemite or another one of these parks, and then they heard about some of these stories, and then they were saying, like, oh, I don't know if I should go. And I don't think you should be scared of going to any of these parks. As long as you plan your trip, you go with other people, you have a good solid plan, and you know what you're doing, I think these parks can offer a lot of fun and a lot of spectacular views and things to see. That said, I do agree that Yosemite can be dangerous for people that are inexperienced or go out with no plan, or, you know, they go out on a day hike with no extra supplies in case they get stuck overnight. And also, I hear stories about people doing crazy things, like, you know, jumping into the rivers right before a waterfall. This just happened 6 months ago or something. A guy jumped into the water right before the waterfalls. He went over the falls and they still haven't found his body. It's just, you know, a lot of it's common sense. You know, go with a group, stick with people for the first time, you know, have a plan, get a campsite, and just be cautious. I mean, granted, when it gets wet, it's very slippery. So if it's rained, you know, just be extra careful on the rocks, or don't go out that day. Talk to other hikers or visitors that have been in the park previously. Find out what's going on in the area you'll be going to. And, you know, enjoy it. And there's lots of parks throughout the whole United States, and they all offer something different. So I don't think that people should be scared of one particular one due to any of the cases that I report on. You know, there's all kinds of circumstances that happen. In any event, let's get into today's case. Today we're going to be talking about the disappearance of Richard Judd, who did go missing in Yosemite National Park. Now, he went missing back in July of this year, 2021, and he was actually wearing the clothes pictured right here in this picture. Blue shirt, he had a blue backpack. He was just going on a day hike. He did have a partner, one person that he was going out with, that he got separated from somehow. Now, I'm not sure how they got separated. They were camped near the lower Merced Pass Lake when they decided to go out on a day hike toward lower Ottaway Lake and to Red Peaks Pass. Now, according to the National Park Service and the Madera County Sheriff's Office, they got separated from each other somewhere between the lower Merced Pass Lake and lower Ottaway Lake. Now, lower Merced Pass Lake is about 15 miles from Happy Isles, which is the trailhead where most people, or a lot of people, start the Mist Trail, and then they hike up to the Half Dome Cables. The hike from lower Merced Pass Lake to Red Peak Pass is about 3.5 miles, and I'm going to have a map right here. Now, I'm not sure, for whatever reason, the authorities aren't releasing the name of the hiking partner that he was hiking with, but they did find the vehicle belonging to Richard Judd or his hiking partner, it's unclear at this point, parked at the Quartz Mountain Trailhead in the Sierra National Forest, right outside of Yosemite National Park, about 23 miles south of the lower Merced Pass Lake. Richard Judd is a white male, approximately 5 feet 11 inches tall, 150 pounds, brown eyes, short gray hair, and a beard. He was last seen wearing a blue shirt, gray or blue pants, and a small blue backpack. And for whatever reason, I I will admit that some of the things that the Park Service does, especially in places like Yosemite, withholding some information, they put out this press release back about a month ago asking for the public's health, but at the same time, they're keeping some information hidden, like the identity of his hiking partner, whether the car was his, and just some other oddities that and there's some things that I've always found a little odd about Yosemite. Now, when I was there in 2019, bear spray was illegal. I don't know if it's legal now, but I thought that was ridiculous that, because there are a lot of wildlife in Yosemite National Park. Like I said, it's a beautiful park, but it does have black bear and mountain lions, and I noticed that all the rangers were carrying bear spray and firearms. So I don't know, just found that to be a little odd. So if any of you guys are familiar with the policy on bear spray in Yosemite National Park, definitely leave me a comment and let me know. As far as the other information that we have regarding this case, we really don't have a lot. Unfortunately, like I said, the authorities have kept some things out. Social media has posts about this. They do have his picture and information listed on the National Park's website for Yosemite National Park. Unfortunately, July was not a good month for Yosemite National Park. Fred Zalokar, 61, of Reno, was recovered July 20th near the summit of Mount Clark, which is 11,527 feet. He was considered an extreme sports guy. He liked to take off trails, and that's what he was doing on this day. He was taking an off trail. It's not confirmed, but one of his friends said that he fell over 200 feet, and that's how he ended up dying. At the end of June, June 25th, Stanislaus State Professor James Youngbloom, 64, was found in LeConte Falls. Youngbloom was actually on a multi-day journey, and he was crossing the Grand Canyon of Tuolumne River and heading towards the Glen Aulin Trailhead, which actually I'm familiar with this area because this is exactly on the Pacific Crest Trail, and investigators are still looking for information onto how he died, at least as far as I could find. So they're not sure what happened with him, but obviously that's another tragedy that happened in this park. But by chance, if any of you happen to be in Yosemite National Park in or around the end of June, I'm going to have a tip line at the end of this video, and as well as in the description, with numbers you can call, as well as information for Richard Judd. If you have information regarding that case, I'll have that information as well. And I would also like to hear your guys' feedback. If you guys have been to Yosemite National Park, what your experience was, what you did when you were there, where you camped, or where you explored. I'm just going to circle back to Richard Judd real quick, do a quick recap. Richard went missing in July of 2021. He's 72 years old, roughly 5 foot 11 inches tall, 150 pounds. He was wearing a navy blue day pack, gray or blue pants, blue shirt, brown eyes, and he was hiking with a partner, but unfortunately they did get separated. Now, again, like I said earlier, it's unclear as to why they won't release that guy's name, but it's thought that they were heading toward Happy Isles. Happy Isles is roughly 15 miles away from lower Merced Pass Lake, which is where they were camped. He is thought to have been carrying white trekking poles, and he was only going out for a day hike. His vehicle was found, or his partner's vehicle was found, at the Quartz Mountain Trailhead in Sierra National Forest outside of Yosemite National Park. If you have any information, please call the NPS service branch line 888-653-0009. And of course, I will have all that in the description. And the last case I just wanted to touch on real quick is Sandra Johnson Hughes. Now, I made a video about her back in February. She went missing on July 4th of 2020. She had moved to self-isolate during that year to get away from the COVID pandemic. She was living in Hawaii, and she had moved to Mariposa. And I just wanted to remind everybody about her because in the other video I had gone over a bunch of other stuff as well. Sandra, I believe, might still be alive. I believe she might be in maybe an institution or a hospital. What happened was the authorities found her silver Saab that hit a tree and later found her disheveled campsite. Her Saab was found on July 5th, 2020 off a dirt road near Chiquito Pass Trailhead, 5 miles north of the campsite. She was last seen on August 2020 by 2 hikers saying she was bruised and she looked a lot thinner than her missing posters. They offered help, but she declined. And she just kind of walked off. And there have been some sightings since. She had supposedly dyed her hair blue very friendly woman. So I just think that it's possible that she's still out there, maybe living homeless somewhere. So if you've seen this woman, please call the Madera Sheriff's Office at 559-658-2555. All right, everyone, that's all I have for this video. I want to send my thoughts and prayers out to all the families that lost hikers this summer in any park, and all the families of the missing hikers, to the families of Richard Judd. And I want to thank everybody for watching. I always appreciate all your support, all your kind feedback, and please let me know if you have any suggestions. And thank you to coag.ag for providing the background music. Today's title was If Humans Disappear. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with me to the end. I just wanted to offer some safety tips and things that possibly could have helped any of these hikers. I think in the case of the extreme sports guy, you know, he was doing extreme trails and off trails, and that's always going to add an extra element of danger. But in the case where even if you're hiking with a partner, I think a satellite inReach device or any satellite device is a great thing to have, because it allows you to communicate if you do get separated and if there is no cell service. And always carry an emergency blanket. They're only like $2 or $3. They weigh 2 ounces and they can be used in so many ways. And finally, tell at least 2 people of your exact plan, the route you're taking, the times you're planning on going, your estimated time of arrival. And if you're new to going out, go with a group of people, at least 3 or 4 people. Just plan it out, and yeah, just stay safe out there, guys. All right, see you next time.